The story of Little Blue Riding Hood is true. Only the color has been changed to prevent an investigation.
Hey guys, I gotta show you something. A bunch of my subscribers have emailed me and they go, you've got to go to the Atheist Experience channel on YouTube. And what's happening is they're totally chickening out from my question, what proof and evidence do you have that atheism is accurate and correct? They're total cowards. Matter of fact, they're even instructing people not to ask the question. That's how scared they are. Look at this. That's their logo, so you know I didn't do it. Look, dear trolls. So they're calling people that ask this question. Let me get close. They're calling you, if you ask them what proof and evidence do you have that atheism is accurate and correct, they're calling you a troll. It says, dear trolls, stop sending shock of God's They're so afraid of it. Dear trolls, stop sending shock of God's question to this YouTube channel. See, they're so afraid.
I don't read comments on YouTube clips ever. Couldn't care less. When people send me clips to, oh, did you see what this YouTuber had to say about your show? No, I didn't, and I'm probably not going to waste any of my time watching it because they're welcome to call in, they're welcome to email, we can have discussions. I have zero interest. And the couple seconds of this particular clip, I think if it's the same one that I watched, he was like, oh no, YouTube apologist ever has used that argument. Well, who gives a damn? Like, YouTube is the pinnacle of apologists. It's asinine. You people live in your own little YouTube world that I couldn't give a crap about.
They told me he was bad. I knew he was sad. That's why I fell for the leader of the pack.
And I'm glad that YouTube now allows up to 15-minute videos. 15 minutes unlinked, because I'm going to use all the 15 minutes for this. Wow. Okay, listen to this. What I'm about to tell you, I'm not exaggerating in any way. And by the way, I'm going to be taking this motorcycle, Suzuki SV1000, on the freeway over here. As you guys know, I have recently been calling into different atheist radio shows and TV shows, and I've been challenging the atheist live on the air. You'll be able to hear this in a moment. I'll give you a clip of it, the actual calls. I've been challenging the atheist live on the air to provide proof and evidence that atheism is even accurate and correct, because I believe it is not correct. Obviously, it's not. So, here's what happened. As you guys know, my personal testimony, I used to be an atheist, but I found the evidence weighed my decision that atheism is just a bunch of baloney. It's total baloney. There's not one shred of proof and evidence that even proves atheism is accurate and correct. Now, in a moment, you're going to see a pop-up box, and when you click it, you'll hear me calling into a atheist radio show where I challenge not one, not two, not three, but 4 atheists to provide proof and evidence that atheism is accurate and correct, and they fail miserably on live radio. As a matter of fact, what you will hear in the beginning is them avoiding the question, trying to sidestep it like politicians. And but I stuck with it. It took me 12 minutes to finally get them to admit that there is no proof and evidence that atheism is accurate and correct. It's based on opinion. And you will hear the host finally say that. He says, well, my proof and evidence is my say-so. After asking, where is the proof and evidence that atheism is accurate and correct, because it is inaccurate and incorrect. So now the story gets good. So I also challenged the Atheist Experience show. I believe they're out of Texas. And not only that, other people, atheists also, and Christians, and people of other beliefs, worldviews, they started calling the Atheist Experience show. I'm going to get on right here. Watch, I'm getting better at my turns, watch. We're gonna lean to the right and give it throttle now. Here we go. Hey, look at it. I got the white helmet on today. So, the Atheist Experience show went ballistic. See, they heard when I called into the other show, and they know, like, man, if we answer that question on the air, we're going to look like buffoons, because they too realize there is no proof and evidence. Let's go faster. That atheism is accurate and correct. Now it gets, what I'm about to tell you is going to blow your mind. One of my subscribers, a couple of my subscribers actually, but one of them was the first to email it to me. She emails me a post from the Atheist Experience show's website. And it says on there, it's all about me, right? And it says on there, basically they're telling people, don't call in and ask Shock's question. That's what he wants. Yeah, of course that's what we want. We want to know, where is the proof and evidence that atheism is accurate and correct? But see, the Atheist Experience show is so terrified because they know atheism is a bunch of baloney. So they won't answer it, right? So here's the funny part. It gets bizarre. On their website, they start saying that people like Shock should be annihilated. I can't believe they said that. And then they said, I wish he would just die. Now, why would they say that? What have I done? All we've done is ask one simple question. Now, it's simple for me. If someone said, provide proof and evidence that Christianity is accurate and correct, let's get in the left lane. And by the way, I know this says carpooling. Everyone always emails me. In California, you're allowed to ride in the carpool lane on a motorcycle. Remember, I am in California, where we had to pass Proposition 9 to stop donkeys and gorillas from having the right of getting married. So a lot of weird things happen out here, so don't be surprised that I'm allowed to go into the carpool lane.
Hey folks, I got a little update for you. A lot of you have been saying that the Atheist Experience show has been sending you bad emails and with profanity in them because you've been asking what proof and evidence can you provide that atheism is accurate and correct. And I am protecting this person's identity because it's a lady, and she sent me this. She goes, "You're not going to believe what Matt has posted on his blog about you, even saying that he wish I would die." Wow. It appears that the Atheist Experience show is very upset that you guys are asking for them to provide proof and evidence that atheism is accurate and correct. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing because it's a lot of profanity. I'll show you some of it. But look at this. It says the problem is, the question I want them to answer is, what proof and evidence do you have that atheism is accurate and correct? And they're terrified of answering it. And look what it says. It says, they seem to think we need to address Shock's falsehoods as a matter of some desperate urgency. These viewers need to realize that this is exactly what Shock wants you to think, that he is important and that his ravings have some bearing on our own character and credibility. No. All we've asked is, what proof and evidence do you have that atheism is accurate and correct? And he writes this diatribe, basically cussing out Christians, talking bad about people. I'm going to show you some of this is actual Matt's wording, okay? He's got words in there like stupid. Let me look at this. This is his emails. Now this is really crazy, where he talks about me dying to make the world a better place. Check this out. Also, he says, So you know, F these guys. Seriously, don't keep emailing us about Shock and his douchebag of possessor, I should say. Look what he's calling you guys. He's calling people that are asking a simple question. This is what he's calling you. Because you're giving them the credibility and attention they crave. We don't crave attention. We have an honest, sincere question, Matt. Is this any way to talk to your listeners? This is Matt Dillahunty's on his blog. Now, I want you guys to know, those of you that are atheists, does it look like Matt's scared to provide proof and evidence that atheism is accurate and correct? It does to me. Not just scared, but very angry. Look at this. He says, shock of God and his kind, what are we, Christians? Shock of God and his kind are despicable by nature and should be annihilated? But really, should we give him any thought? In other words, they're so terrified to provide proof and evidence that atheism is accurate and correct. He's typing this. Now watch this. It's even gotten to where he talks about if Christians would die, it'd be a better place. Look, I'm not kidding. This is his words. He says, I mean, nothing, well, sorry, but nothing earns you nothing here. I just assume you die and make the world a better place. Ladies and gentlemen, the Atheist Experience show has proven that atheism is not true. With words like this, and also, where's the other word? Words like this, and words like this. Atheism is madness. We've proven it. Matt, why don't you just go on the show and say you've been beaten, you've been conquered? Atheism is madness. This is the result, ladies and gentlemen, and I have proven it calmly, confidently, and with pizzazz. Now, for those of you, I know you're going to watch this and say, no way, Matt didn't write that. What is the question that the Atheist Experience show is so angry about and terrified about that they put their tail between their legs?
I just want to know what were the basic reasons for your acceptance of atheism?
Oh, all right. I have a slight problem with the terminology, but I'll skip that just to answer your question. And the answer is that religious claims failed to meet their burden of proof.
It's, if I may, it's not that we accept atheism, because you're talking about accepting a non-belief. How do you, or how about rephrase it? Our rejection of a belief means the same thing, I suppose. You're suggesting that we believe in something that was never indicated. Until it is indicated, I can't believe it. I mean, you can make up any number of things that might come to your imagination, but when you posit them as true, it is incumbent upon you to produce a reason why we should believe that that is true.
And by you, he's speaking, you know, broadly. The terminology thing that I have a problem with is something that he just touched on, and I think one of the best explanations I ever heard came from Dennis, and it's when you phrase it that way, like what made you accept atheism, or as some dishonest people have tried to argue, you know, show me the proof for atheism. It's not, that portrays this as if atheism is some ideology that's selling something. As atheists, it's not that we're selling something else other than religion, it's that we're not buying what religion is selling. And just because I'm not buying this doesn't mean I'm selling something else. It simply means I'm not buying that.
You know, it's funny, you're saying exactly the same thing you said the last time I were here. You mean the questions haven't gotten any better?
Yeah, that's...
Don't you know, little fool? Never can win. You never can win. Use your mentality. Use your mentality. Wake up to reality. Wait for me. But each time I do, what's the thought of you? Make me stop.
Atheism is madness.